It's time to talk MTCS sports. It's Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
We're joined by Middle Tennessee Christian School coaches to talk about their most recent games and their upcoming opponents. It's time to talk orange and white on MTCS Cougar Corner.
Welcome in to MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by TOA, our friends at Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. They'll get you back in the game and fully in the game. Greg Eubanks, the head coach of the MTCS Cougars. Coach, good morning to you.
Well, good morning. It's a beautiful day. It's still warm, but it's gonna get cold soon. So we bundle up the next few days, boy.
Yeah, it is crazy how cold it is going to get. So,
Yeah. Crazy to think about how much snow we had just last week and just last weekend. It was shut everything down, and now we've had some days this week when I had a couple of kids ask me yesterday, "So are you playing golf today?" Because I had on a polo and khakis, and I said no. I wish I was. It's a beautiful day for it, and then no golf next week, and plus I'm a little time constrained right now too. Anyway.
Yep. I can imagine that is the case when you're deep into district play. And I don't think maybe some people who don't follow Division II quite as closely, you've been well into district play. I mean, you're getting toward the end here.
We have 8 games left. We have 6 district games left. We have 3 games. We play 3 district games this year before Christmas, which it doesn't make sense to me, and I fought for that we should play all our games in January, because especially in our division and the size of the schools that we have, most of the schools in our district are anywhere from 200 to 400 students, and so we're so dependent on football kids compared to like an Oakland or a Siegel or Riverdale that's got, for the most part, just football kids and just basketball kids. And so I barked up that tree for a while, and it's not going anywhere. So we're just going to adjust where we can, because, we love for our kids to play multiple sports, but it makes it awful tough to switch from sport to sport so quickly in games that we're really trying to compete with and stuff. So, but it is what it is, and it's a great opportunity to play and a great opportunity to do a lot of different things. I was thinking this morning about, we have 2 kids who didn't play last year or the year before. One's a junior and one's a sophomore, but they're baseball kids, Drew Prosser and Nate Fogel. And they're really, really good baseball players. I mean, Nate can really throw the baseball hard, and when Drew Prosser hits, it sounds scary how the ball comes off his bat. And they're really good baseball players, and they wanted to play basketball this year. And I was thinking about this morning how good it is for them to be exposed to different coaches and to be put in situations where they're having to learn new skills. And, in all honesty, there's about 2 or 3 months here where they're not playing baseball, and I really think it's going to benefit them in baseball. And I really hope they have a great spring season when it comes around, and a great summer season. But for them to do different things and to be able to do that, and that's the beauty of, a school, MTCS, is that all our coaches work together and guys can play different sports, and we really just kind of support each other and love each other. Talk about playing different sports. I'm watching my niece play volleyball, travel volleyball. This morning I walked in the gym, and one of our cheerleaders who cheered at our game last night at Columbia Academy, she's playing volleyball also for a different team. And I just think, that's the MTCS spirit, is that you cheer on Friday night for your MTCS school, and then you play volleyball on Saturday morning. And so it's a special place, and where kids can do a lot of different things, and we're just grateful to be a part of it.
Greg Eubanks with us this morning. We're talking about MTCS boys basketball. And Coach, I know in terms of wins and losses, that hasn't necessarily been what you would like, but you are building a program, and this program right now is very young, extremely young. You've got a couple of 8th graders that are pretty much night in and night out, almost leading your basketball program at this point.
They are. They are. So Jeray Tyler and Noah Owens are two eighth graders who the DNJ ran a really nice article about them about a week or so ago. Jeray's our leading scorer. Noah is our second or third leading scorer most nights, depending on the situation and things. And they're both eighth graders. And Jeray just had a birthday this week. Happy birthday to him. And they are being thrown into the heat of the battle and have responded remarkably well. Because it is discouraging sometimes when they're playing against 18-year-olds and sometimes 19-year-old kids, young men, right? And we made the joke of somebody said, that somebody's a man-child, and they talk about somebody's physically developed early and that type of thing. And I said, we have child, but they are growing up fast, and it's easy to be discouraged, but they are just very, very resilient. And I attribute that a lot to their parents. They have fantastic parents who are so supportive of them and supportive of our program. And what Jeray gives us is he can play with anybody, and he can create his own shot. He can make threes from deep, and Noah is a little bit smaller than Jeray, but man, he has the heart of a lion. And I should say a heart of a cougar, and he has a heart of a cougar, and he plays so hard, can anticipate so well. Last night we were at Columbia Academy, and they have three guys. They have a 6'6" point guard, they have a 6'5" four-man, and they have a 6'5" post player. So we were severely undersized last night, and Noah just made some fantastic plays, anticipating passes, and ability to get to the basket and score over people. I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud of the way they develop. So we're keeping a long-term, long-view perspective in this, and then how we can continue to develop those guys and continue to develop the people around them. So, those guys could be in middle school and still be playing middle school ball, but they chose to want to play up. And I endorsed and agreed with it in accordance with their parents and what's best for them. And that's what we always try to do, is what's best for the players and what's best for the team. And so our middle school team is doing just fine. They're 13-2 right now, and they have some fantastic players that are also really young. We have a fifth grader who's playing on our starting point guard on our middle school team, and Darius Dixon is a fantastic athlete, and we just have some other kids on that middle school team. We're real excited. We had an eighth grade night earlier this week, and we honored the eighth graders that we have, and those kids are developing and playing in. I'm sure you know about the James C. Hill tournament, which has been going on for a long time, and that's actually began last night. There's a full day of basketball today and a full day of basketball on Monday, and over the next few weeks, every single night and every weekend. And so Coach Piercy puts that together along with other coach Billy Snell, and they help run that tournament. About 100 teams that come from all over Tennessee to play in that tournament. And I say, there's people driving 2.5 hours to come play a middle school tournament. It's a big deal, and they do a great job of making these middle school kids feel special. But last year, our middle school team with Jeray and Noah on it as seventh graders, they finished runner-up in the division that they were in, and the kids this year have a chance to win it also, and we kind of expect them to. So they're playing good competition though from all over the state. So so those guys are young. We have a freshman, Marlo Nichols, who's learning in the fly, and then also said about the two baseball players, Drew and Nate, who don't have a lot of basketball experience, and so we were working on those little parts of the game that make the difference between getting a steal and getting beat off the steal, or we're working on blocking out, and it's just piece by piece and trying to put together possession after possession after possession, because we've had times this year that we've looked really good and had times that we've done some good things, and then we just have a 2-minute or 3-minute time period where the game gets away from us, and then we recover. The kids have shown tremendous resiliency and tremendous grit and grind. And we talked about that. At one day this past week, that when things aren't going the way you hope and you're not winning games, what does that really mean? And it's and we always compare it to we're in the education business. So we try to say, it's just like when you're get out in the world and you're trying to sell something and you have a terrible day and you don't get any sales, you got to wake up the next morning and you got to go try to sell something.
Right.
So there's that grind, that resiliency, that if these guys can learn this when they're 14, 15, 16 years old, then it's going to serve them well. And that's trying to develop young men and trying to help them understand that, life's not always fun and it's not always funny, but developing a work ethic and sticking with the commitment that you have, that's the most important thing. So I'm really proud of the kids who played last night because they continue to fight, and we're getting better. We ran some really nice possessions last night and got the shots we wanted. The shots just didn't go in. We didn't shoot very well in the first half. We were about 2 for 21 on threes in the first half. And so, that put us down a little bit, but we ran some good offense and did some good things. And it's just a matter of putting those things together. So that's where we're at right now. So we've also had some injuries. We had 4 guys out last night who have either started for us or regular starters for us. And one has mono, and one has a concussion, and one has a broken nose, and one has a hurt elbow. And one of those guys was Dre, and the other guy was Mac Harvey. So those were our top 2 leading scorers. So we knew that the offense was going to be hard to come by, but the guys that played last night were doing a fantastic job, and we'll just keep fighting until those guys come back, and we're really hoping and praying they'll come back soon. So, we're dealing with some illnesses. We had a coach get sick earlier this week. Had another kid call me last night and tell me he's going to get tested this morning to see if he already knows he's sick. He just doesn't know what kind of sickness he has.
Right.
Just like I saw a saying one time that said, "Wash your hands and say your prayers because Jesus and germs are everywhere." So,
boy, is that not true? Yeah,
that's absolutely.
There's so much sickness going around.
There's a lot of sickness. Yeah.
Coach, I did want to. I know we've kind of talked a lot about the youth movement that is at MTCS, and it takes a special kind of kid to be able to play up and have the confidence to compete with kids that are several years older and bigger, stronger, faster, and that kind of thing. So it sounds like this 8th grade duo that you've got, they're not afraid of being thrown into the lion's den.
They are not afraid at all, right? And when they play, they're on their travel teams in the summertime. They're playing against great competition, playing against older kids, and the travel teams that they play on, they practice against older kids. And so as they develop and get stronger and continue to work on their skill, they have a lot of skills right now, but the future's bright. They're special kids, and they work really really hard, right? Sometimes people think, well, they're just talented. No, they are talented, and they work really, really hard. And so that sets the tone for everybody else, that you've got to get in the gym and you got to work if you want to be good at it.
Well, very exciting to see and know, and that has to make you feel good that the program is going in the right direction. You also have, I think about senior Mac Harvey too, has been there through all of this and is still there and out there playing for you.
Mac Harvey is he's a special young man, and a little story about Mac is I've known him for a long time, even before I became the coach at MTCS, because he's the nephew of one of my best friends, and I played high school baseball with his father, and his father was a tremendous left-handed pitcher and first baseman who played in high school. We won a state championship together his senior year, and I was a sophomore. And he went on to play in college and play in the Cleveland Indians organization. Actually met his wife while he was playing in Canton, Ohio, in the Indians organization. And after he retired from baseball, he became a personal trainer and a bodybuilder, and about 7 years ago, he went from being a healthy man who was, really the epitome of health, and developed a very rare type of disease and passed away really quickly. So he probably would have been, I don't know the exact age, he'd probably been in his late 40s or so. He left behind two sons and a wife. And Mac would have been in middle school about the time that his father passed away. And ever since that time, Mac has been a tremendous son to his mother and a tremendous brother to his other brother. And he's just an example. And the kids, we had homecoming activities delayed from last Saturday to Tuesday because of the snow that we had last week. And Mac was chosen by the student body as, the homecoming king.
All right.
And it's a testament to who he is. There's a lot of people that there's a kid, what the kids like around kids and what the kids like around adults. And Mac is genuine and the same person through and through. And he has worked so hard to develop his game. And he's one of the guys who's out right now and hoping he'll be back in a week or two, or hopefully sooner than that. But he's been a steady rock he's been a steady rock in this thing the last 3 years that I've been here. And he's just gotten better and better and was playing so well, averaging about 12, 13 points a game and really shooting the ball well. And he's just a fighter, and he's going to do great things. He's a tremendous artist, and I actually missed some of our summer last year because he got to go to a special college-level art camp. And as much as I wanted him to play last summer, he was doing what he needs to do. So I'm just so grateful that he's a part of my life, and I'm grateful for Shannon and Raymond, his mother and father, and the examples that they set. But he's a tremendous kid, and I'm so glad he got recognized by our student body and by our faculty this past week, because he certainly deserves it.
What a great story. And also, that's a young man, Greg, that, in 10 years is going to bring his young family, and he's going to be successful. And kids that, go through adversity, and high school sports does a whole lot to help, provide confidence and perseverance, because, the real world is pretty scary.
The real world, we talk about that all the time. Life's hard.
Yeah.
Life's just hard. And when you learn to accept that and know that it's hard, it gets easier. And we talk about do hard things. And that's why when you don't feel like working out, we have a tremendous strength program with Jason Spray and Zach Willis. Tremendous strength program. But you have to show up, and you have to put the work in. And doing hard things allows you to do more hard things. That's the reward is you do more hard things, but it's the best way to live is the disciplined lifestyle and waking up when you don't want to. So we'll hit the ground running again Monday. We're starting practice at 7:30 because we have games all day, but we're going to practice early in the morning. And I know as a teenager, they don't want to get up, but we're going to hit the ground running. And we're going to get ready, and we're going to play Webb on Tuesday night. We're going to fight like the Dickens and play as hard as we can, and let's see where the chips fall.
It's Webb on Tuesday at home, then Friday at USN, next Saturday at Tennessee Heat. So you've got a 3-game week for you next week, and lots of basketball to be had here in the next few. Greg, it's always fun to catch up with you. I appreciate you spending some time with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you do for high school sports, and let's go Cougs.
All right. Very good. We're going to come back and take a look at a few scores around Cougar land when we come back on Cougar Corner, presented by
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
Genesee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Here's Dr. Russell McKissick with TOA.
We have a passion here for taking care of our athletes here in Rutherford County. We really do our best to take care of them.
Experts in joint, bones, and muscles.
Many years we've been taking care of athletes around here, and we've just picked up where Dr. John started, and we just keep going.
TOA has a playbook that gets you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. TOA, live your best life.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
People love to see us on the schedule when they have a home game because our fans show up.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
The way we travel is just phenomenal. Our parents and our community are fully engaged in our school. When we compete, we're trying to do it in a way that honors God. We want to win. We also want to do it in a way that pleases Him.
Providing Christian values and academic excellence in a nurturing environment. That's Middle Tennessee Christian School. Invest in the future of your child. Find out more at mtcscougars.org.
It's MTCS Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
On FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
Cougar Corner. Let's talk about some of the contest from this past week. MTCSathletics.com is the place to go to catch up with all the information there. Let's go to Monday. The 5th and 6th grade girls basketball defeated Goodpasture 30-21. These are all basketball unless I note otherwise. The 5th and 6th grade boys JV over Goodpasture 24-14, and the 5th and 6th grade boys fall to Goodpasture 32-27 in a close affair. It was Mount Juliet Christian Academy defeating the 5th and 6th grade girls 25-17 on Tuesday, and the varsity girls over Grace Christian 41-25 earlier in the week. Mount Juliet Christian Academy falls to the 5th and 6th grade boys 31-22, and it was Grace Christian defeating MTCS 77-53. Also, they had the last chance meet for middle school swimming this week, and the middle school JV girls over PCA 27-22. It was PCA JV middle school boys defeating MTCS 27-19. 36-20 PCA downs the middle school varsity, and the boys defeat PCA 40-34 in middle school play. They have, as Coach Eubanks was mentioning, have had a great season so far this year. Middle school boys JV basketball over Columbia Academy 55-47. It was the 5th and 6th grade boys a winner in the Hale Tournament first round over Hylam 63-14. The varsity girls fall to Columbia Academy last night 50-28, and the boys fall to Columbia Academy 71-48. So a lot of things upcoming. Of course, Coach mentioned the Hale Tournament. It's going on, and it will be a blitz of basketball. I'll tell you where to find out more information about the James C. Hale Tournament, 51st annual James C. Hale Tournament that's going on. Let's see. We've got MTCS swimming and the high school county meets. Those are going on today, along with the middle school JV girls taking on PCA. That game in progress. And the boys will be playing here in just a bit as well. And the middle school varsity has Providence Christian Academy, the PCA Lions, this afternoon as well. And that one is at PCA, all of those games at PCA, along with the girls' middle school varsity. The 5th and 6th grade teams, they're playing South Fentress coming up today. It's a busy, busy day. And middle school varsity will take on PCA. That's at PCA. The middle school boys varsity continues. They'll play next on Monday, Southside, in the James C. Hale Tournament. And the 5th and 6th grade boys also playing in that tournament. They'll play York at 11:30. All of this, again, at MTCSathletics.com, MTCSathletics.com. We mentioned the schedule of the upcoming games. Webb will be coming in for varsity girls and boys basketball on Tuesday, your next chance to see the high school teams before going on the road to University School of Nashville. Well, that is a look at the schedule, and again, mtcsathletics.com for that. And again, for the James C. Hale tournament, where you'll want to go online for that is James C. Hale. You just do a Google search for it. That's how I was able to find information on the James C. Hale tournament. They're also on Twitter. JamesCHale.com is the website, too, by the way. And on X, you can follow at James C. Hale, Haile. All right? So that is going to do it for our coverage here today. Would like to remind you that we have lots of basketball coming up today here on WGNS. It's the 100 Miles of Hate. It's Western Kentucky. That's right. Today at, let's see, that is next week. Let me scroll back a little bit. Yeah, today at 1:30, the Lady Raiders at Western Kentucky. Joe Fisher will hit the airwaves at 1:30 with a 2 o'clock tip in that one. Then the men's game, that'll start about 5:30. That's a home game versus Western. 5:30 airtime with Chip Walters and a 6 o'clock tip. Next week, high school-wise, we'll have on Tuesday, Rockville at Siegel. On Friday, Blackman hosting the Rockville Rockets. Next Saturday morning is girls basketball coaches on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner and MTCS Cougar Corner. My thanks to all of the coaches who made their way in for conversation today. Also, my thanks to co-host Danny Brewer and, of course, John Dinkins. Our producer, Dalton Barrett. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. And we'll see you right back here next time for another edition of Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro, and MTCS Cougar Corner.
Enough for you to retire.